A very good morning, Zimbabwe. Mamukase, Mamukase, Mamukase. My name is Ronald Wekwamakusha. And this morning, I would want to take a look on Citizens Coalition for Change performance in the recent by-elections, which happened on the 3rd of December. So these are very important by-elections, probably the last by-elections um, for before the end of this term. So we really need to take a look on what really transpired, on what happened. Kuti zvinhu zvacho zvakambofamba sei uye zvakanga zvichifamba sei, because it's very important for us to do that and make sure that when we address issues, we address issues as they are. This is a worrying performance to me, and I will begin by looking at the first constituency, the first ward here, which is Binga. And let us take a look on what happened in Binga. So, Ward 20, Binga, this is a CCC stronghold, which we them winning. But we have Mankuli Crispin getting 546 and Mulea Luyando with NPF getting 945 votes. And if you look at this result, you would see that we were outmaneuvered, we were beaten, despite the issues of intimidation, the issues of violence, the issues of restrictions by ZANU-PF. What is very important is to know that this margin is so huge, and there is a need for us to work harder in terms of making sure that we win back these seats. However, we need to note that some of the Binga by-elections, they were suspended after a High Court order was granted. So Citizens Coalition for Change candidates were being accused of owing Binga RDC some monies. That is the reason why they were challenged in court, and the court sitting is going to happen in January to deliberate on those issues. So these seats in Binga, they were suspended because of that court challenge which happened. So we are not so sure. The MP for the area, Dubekos Banda, dismissed those allegations and said they were not true. ZANU-PF was trying by all means to make sure that they stop the CCC people to win those seats. That is the argument here. So let us take a look on another seat here, which is very important for us to look at. That is Gweru municipality. Gweru municipality Ward 4, CCC won by 643 votes and ZANU-PF by 300. And if we look at the numbers, the ZANU-PF, we expected to see ZANU-PF is way below. ZANU-PF haitofanira kutowana kana 100 votes in CCC stronghold. This is Gweru is Citizens Coalition for Change stronghold, and we expected to see ZANU-PF being beaten left, right, and center, but it didn't happen. They tried, they covered. If you look at the gap, 643 against 300. This is how ZANU-PF end up winning the elections at the presidential level, and that is so worrisome. Then, but congratulations to Ward 4 Gweru for voting for Citizens Coalition for Change. Then let us get a look on Ward 28 Mberengwa. Ward 28 Mberengwa is so worrying. This coalition got 81 votes. ZANU-PF got 726 votes. And the question is, if you look at 726 votes, the gap, ZANU-PF has closed gaps in our own strongholds, but we failed to close the gaps in their own strongholds. We account for the issues of violence, for the issues of intimidation, for the issues of unfair, uneven playground. But I still believe that there are a lot of issues which need to be worked on. The issue of polling station-based voting systems is not being used effectively. The issue of analyzing polling station-based voters' rolls is not being utilized perfectly. And according to Advocate Fadzai Mahere, every polling station head agents, which means we cannot claim that there was manipulation of votes here. What is important is to look at the issue of intimidation, to look at the issue of uneven playing ground where CCC could not campaign effectively. But we need to find methods, we need to find ways to make sure that people get to know that if we vote these people in, they will do A, B, C, D. Because what is happening right now is that the citizens, they need assurance from us, from the people who are in the change cycles. They need assurance to say, if we win this election, how are we going to be working? How are we going to be doing these things? So we need to give assurance to these people. It's not a good performance at all. 81 against 766 is not a good performance. This is a very, very dismal performance. And let us look on another ward here. This is well, this is Ward 18 Gweru. Yes, Ward 18 Gweru municipality. Ward 18 Gweru municipality, we had ZANU-PF candidate with around 100, and we had CCC candidate with around 250. And on this by-election, or on this election, CCC won this election, but we won with not a very, very big margin. It's not a very big margin. 250 against 182. ZANU-PF was close, which means if ZANU-PF is to work more, the probability that they win these seats is very high. If ZANU-PF is to just introduce a few techniques, you see that given that they are the ruling party, they have leverage against everything else. You see that they win all those seats. So we need to work harder, because ZANU-PF inofana kuti mastrongholds edu ngavawane zero, ngavawane nothing. That is what is very important. So taking a look on this result, it's congratulations to Citizens Coalition for Change, but there was need for us to work. There is need for us to work. Then let us get to Gweru Ward 5 by-election results. This one is won by 556 votes, and CCC by lost by 472. Looking at Ward 18 and Ward 5, you can actually relate to what I was saying. ZANU-PF had 182, while CCC had 250. Look at the gap. It's very narrow. If you look at this election as well, it shows that if ZANU-PF works, or if ZANU-PF does its mathematics well, the probability that they may win this is high. So we need to make sure that we work in those areas. We need to make sure that we deal with these issues and make sure that ZANU-PF does not win anything in our strongholds. That is what is very important, because if they get votes in our strongholds, while least we get nothing in their strongholds, at the end of the day, we have to understand that rural constituencies and rural wards are more than urban constituencies and urban wards, which means ZANU-PF, if they manage to manipulate rural wards and rural constituencies, they win an election. And we need to make sure that we deal with those issues. These are real issues, which we cannot ignore, which we cannot just sweep under the carpet. We didn't perform well, and there is need for us to go back to the drawing board, work on winning these seats back. That is what I believe. That is how I see it. I don't know, guys, how you view it, how you see it, but I've given you my thoughts and my view on the past by-elections. However, we congratulate the people who were elected by the people as representatives in various areas. It was a very difficult moment, a very tough campaign, but we managed to get something out of the few seats which were there. Although we are not so happy about our performance, we hope that in the few coming months, we are going to do the needful to make sure that we win these seats, and we need to make sure that we make inroads into the 2023 election, especially in the rural areas. And we need so many seats in the rural areas so that we beef up our victory, we beef up our best and we win the election without any doubt. This is it, Team Zimbabwe. Let us talk in the comment section. How do you view these by-elections?